Snubbed is the name of the game, and that is exactly what Mikey is feeling tonight. Is snubbed. Were they snubbed? Notre Dame. The Fighting Irish do not fight on, as they are no longer college football playoff favorites. And I have like one point to make on this entire thing. How is a team all year good enough to be in the top 10, top 5 at one point, but not good enough to make the college football playoff? It just doesn't. It baffles my mind that year in and year out we get it wrong, and everyone wants to say, "Yeah, Notre Dame has to join a conference. They have to do something of that sort." But I could see that if Notre Dame was at 14, 13, 15 all year. They were the top 10 team all year. They were a top perennial team all year.
And ahead of Miami all year, which meant they did not consider that loss
and the whole point of the top,
against them.
And the whole point of the first this 12-team format, or 10, whatever it is to not focus on the first game of the year. Yes, head-to-head meant something, but what about resume? What about what they've done? What I tell you, Notre Dame has to win by 40, 50 points. And they did that in their last 6 games.
They absolutely did that.
And I just don't understand how they can get dismissed. Yes, they don't play in a conference. All right, can we stop with that excuse? They haven't been in a conference. Their entire football career have won, 10 national titles or something like that?
I don't think it's that many, but it's a good amount.
So, enough of the bullshit. Enough. They're a top team, and they're a top organization.
They pretty much are organizations.
Now college football is an organization. I just don't get how we can continue to sit here and blame them for not being in a conference when you haven't cared. You only care when their fans are upset about it. I don't get it.
Clearly to the committee, conferences are more important than actually good teams.
But Miami's 2 losses were to Virginia. They didn't lost to Duke.
Right.
And then who else? Who was Miami's second loss? That's SMU.
SMU.
Yeah.
On the road, they got smoked. So you're going to put a Miami Carson Beck, who is going to get absolutely destroyed by Texas A&M?
Oh, they're going to get walked by Texas A&M. And the thing of it is, it's the fact that the committee chair admitted we never took the head-to-head matchup between Miami and Notre Dame into account until we decided to drop BYU beneath Miami and put them next to each other. Then it mattered. Also,
hold on. Who lost to the number 4 team in the country twice? Their only 2 losses is to potentially one of the best teams in college football this year. So they get punished.
They get destroyed
both times. Both times.
So they don't deserve
that line. So does Alabama. And they already set a precedent a couple of years ago where when it was only 4, they couldn't. Georgia gets left out after Georgia had won, 26 in a row or something crazy?
Florida State left out at 13-0.
Well, Florida State got left out undefeated. But Georgia gets left out because they lose their conference game with 1 loss. But Alabama gets in with 3 losses after not even competing in their conference game. None of it makes sense with the consistency. Every year it's something different. Every year they are pushing everybody's buttons to just say, we need 16-0.
And I'm tired of this charity case that we keep giving these schools. I'm sorry, Tulane and James Madison. Congratulations on your great seasons that you had, but you're going to get absolutely walked by.
You cannot be a 16 and 20 point underdog in the CFP. That alone should tell them we fucked up. That alone should tell them.
It's the committee and the NCAA saying we have to have these conferences have to matter. But look what's going to happen. They're going to get walked on the first by Ole Miss. Mm-hmm. I think that Ole Miss plays Tulane. Mm-hmm. And then
we already beat them by 30.
JMU plays who?
JMU gets
Oregon.
Well, they're the 12, so they get Oregon.
What is it, Bend, Oregon, or wherever they play?
Yeah, they're right in Oregon. They're
going to get absolutely walked. So why do we want to watch that in the first round of the? That's why we're moving that day, because I don't care about those 2 games. Who cares about that game? The only game I cared that night about is Alabama Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's going to be a competitive game. They wanted that rematch, and that makes sense.
And that rematch is in Oklahoma.
But that should be Oklahoma Notre Dame. It clearly should be Oklahoma Notre Dame.
Or Texas A&M. I would have accepted Notre Dame at 10 because of what they're putting.
Notre Dame's a 9.
But also, how do you consider? We're all talking about down the stretch and what you've done for me lately, right? But Bama gets walked by Georgia.
And Oklahoma.
And Oklahoma. They actually get their ass kicked by both those teams. And they're considered. I don't see where we continue to sit here and say Notre Dame has been had lost by 2 points to Texas.
Three to Miami, 1 to Texas A&M. A combined 4 points is what they lost by.
To your point, where's A&M right now? Number 5.
Yeah, A&M is in and getting ready to win. That's what it was. 7. Yeah. They're sitting at 7.
I'm very. And like, right, I know a lot of people, and I've been one of those people, like, okay, if you can't be one of the 12 best teams, yeah, I get it. We're going to keep expanding. It's going to go to 16 eventually. But I don't blame Notre Dame for not playing. And, like, I had to explain this multiple times to people that the reason why, well, not multiple times, multiple people I explained it to, why they decided. Because it doesn't, why would you want to take your team who not one starter is going to play in that bowl game? In the Pop-Tart.
It is politics. All of this is politics. And let's follow the money, okay? It's this simple. ESPN got the rights till 2031 to broadcast the CFP. $8 billion, okay? So fast forward to when that deal was made. Now we're at this point in time. ESPN makes more money off the networks that favor ESPN, i.e. the SEC teams. So when the SEC teams are in the playoffs, it's more of a payback for them.
Wasn't there only 3?
4.
There's 4?
4 SEC teams.
There's 5.
Oh.
There's 5, actually.
Ole Miss, Texas A&M, Alabama, Georgia.
Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah, right? Oklahoma.
So it favors ESPN to have as many SEC teams as possible. But let's take it one step further. Who is ESPN's network rival?
Fox.
NBC Sports. That's the Notre Dame. That's the Notre Dame network. Exclusive.
Yeah,
network
but Notre Dame
football.
they own the rights for the regular season, but I don't think they would own the rights for the.
It doesn't matter. What
they didn't get them last year.
ESPN does not benefit one shite from Notre Dame all year long.
Yeah,
like they're not showing.
I get it, but it's like for me when you look at any type of rankings, right? And you look at any, but when you look at the bullshit that they keep pulling out. Oh, highest. Like I couldn't even explain it. Tina was asking me how does it work with the championship? And I'm like sitting here doing, I had to like literally grab a piece of paper and draw the map out on how it works. Like, so if Duke wins, this guy gets in because they're the highest of this conference. Like, it doesn't make any, so here's 12. My shit. 12 best teams in the country that have worked their ass off. Notre Dame this year could have won that national championship.
Probably, I just made another run to it.
Because defensively they got better.
Yep.
And offensively, they have 2 juggernauts and running backs.
And arguably
and that's
a better
not just defending you, because you know I've said, okay, Notre Dame doesn't deserve it or has it. I think they got snubbed, and it's a tragedy not to see this team go and compete in the for a national championship again.
Absolutely. Now, to a point, I wanted to respond to a point you made about Alabama, because you mentioned a couple good points about Alabama, right? But the one thing that everybody's ignoring. And it's not because it's not being shown or talked about by the ESPN analysts. If we are considering that the paramount reason that Notre Dame did not make the playoff is because they lost in week 1 to Miami.
10-win Miami team.
Right. Then we have to consider that Alabama lost in week 1 to a 5-7 Florida State team.
Yeah.
So if we're judging what these teams
not
are,
really. I guess it's just not comparable, because what they did was they said it's head-to-head matchup, and that's what basically they're going to do is make it head-to-head. And for Notre Dame,
but you're talking about why you're removing teams, because we lost to that team and we lost to that team. You're mentioning losses, so if you're bringing losses into the conversation, you have to bring that one into the conversation.
I could understand if Notre Dame had 3 losses,
because both of them were in week 1.
But like it goes to the fact that it's like a team that's been in the top 10. You said this last year about Miami, a team that was in the top 10 all year. Does not get a chance to play for the college football playoff. It doesn't make any sense.
Because they keep not understanding. So, gentlemen, how about we go to solutions? We'll complain like everybody else, but I haven't heard too many people talking about creative solutions. I have one obvious solution. If you have not been ranked in the top 12 at any point in the year, you're not eligible.
I like the solution that I sent you guys in our group chat. The eight divisions
expanded out
to 10 teams, and then basically make the championship week your first round because then it means something.
You
You're
have
playing
16 teams who have made it, right? Top 2 in
16,
each
top
one.
16 of
whatever we call it, division.
yeah. You got 2 matchups that weekend, then the next one move on to you win that,
and then that becomes your bowl matchup. So the highest seed gets a home game.
Correct.
And then the final 8
redivision
are your bowl
everybody.
games.
Redivision.
Right?
If you're gonna make JMU and Tulane in this, you're gonna start doing all this. And you got to redo it and have it where the conference championship weekend is an actual weekend where it means something. Or so if Duke, for instance, plays Virginia and wins, they go on to the next round.
Right.
They don't sit there and say,
correct.
Because if you win your conference championship in Europe, let's just say you're 2-16 in conference play in basketball. You win. You go through the ACC tournament. You win it all. You go to the tournament.
Like different in basketball because there's an actual tournament that you qualify through.
But you're also tournament. It's a tournament now, though.
It's just regular season gives you the rights to be there. In the basketball tournaments, you're there regardless of your regular season.
I get that.
Right?
But like, if you work hard and you are the 2 top teams and your record's under 500. Look how many NFL teams we've had in the NFC South. No offense, I'm saying, but like the NFC South has been the bottom barrel of the league the last 5 years.
And it shows that it doesn't matter because 2 of the last 20 years, a wild card team has made the Super Bowl. Only 2 wild card teams in the last 20 years. So a team like that, automatically you assume, and we've said this before, you shouldn't just automatically be in because you win your conference. We should just go with best teams. And if the NFL went that way, like we said, and we mixed and matched it instead of AFC, NFC, we might get better matchups. So let's keep focusing on the best solution for next year. Do we immediately say scrap 12, go to 16?
Scrap 12, go to 16, makes it 8 divisions, reconference everybody. You got to force Notre Dame to go to a conference at this point. Even if they have to buy themselves out, they're going to have to go to the ACC for at least 5 years.
If you're going to demand a reallocation, the buyout is void at that point. Because you're saying we're scrambling everybody up now. So then they don't suffer the penalty.
Which the conferences would absolutely fight back against.
Oh my God. They would do
because they want their money.
Compensate some money. Yeah.
So that's why I feel like you need multiple years to try to figure that out because the conferences are going to have a problem with it. Mm-hmm. So next year, a solution for next year, cut and dry, simplest thing, top 12. No, I don't stop honoring conference champions that are in shit conferences. Just top 12. But I don't disagree with reallocating because I think that's the long-term solution.
I'm going to call bullshit because I don't give a shit about the conference because at the end of the day, they didn't give a shit. None of these schools cared about when they demised the Pac-12. No. So you bring back the Pac-12 in this sense and you say, screw this. No.
Like and then you dummy down the Big 12.
And you dummy down the Big 12, but you have all these conferences, they don't give a shit. These teams don't give a shit about that. You can do it. It's just will teams like Oregon and Washington and USC and UCLA go back to, oh shit, we got to play the West. We're in the West.
But that's advantage Oregon and USC. Like who's really going to compete with them? Mikey and I were talking about this. It's almost like unless you have an anomaly year where Arizona was good a couple years ago, Arizona State. Washington, it's 1 in every 3 or 4 years, right? So it's basically 2 times in 10 years, somebody else other than Oregon or USC is going to win that West.
And it's funny, too, because it's like USC was like, I want to make it harder on myself.
Let's go to the Big 10.
Yeah.
I know the Pac-12 is going to be a demise, but you could have went to the Big 12.
Yep, you could have. And that was much better. Regionally, that's a much better move for them.
It was a dominant move because you would have went in and dominated that conference immediately. So I think if you go to that eight conferences, it still makes you competitive. It still makes you want to get all the rights and TV rights and stuff because you're playing for something. If you know every year 2 teams out of your conference are going to go to the college football play, or at least one of them.
Now, remember we talked about a relegation idea? Should you, if you're not playing up to standard of that conference, be relegated and another team, let's say dominating another mid-major or something, have a chance
South Dakota State
key in? Yeah, like for instance, let's say, I don't know.
That's a little difficult.
Like let's say somebody like, I don't know, who gets in there, like a Troy. And Troy
I think you can do it
11.
more in this college, you know how we said about NFL. I think you can do it more in college football because there's more teams like there is soccer.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So if you have the 80 as your tier 1, you have the next 80 as your tier 2, right? Are you looking at all the conference winners and saying you have a tournament and the champion of your tournament has a chance to replace the worst team in CFP?
Like if UMass consistently goes 0-12 the next 5 years, they get relegated.
No, it's right away. It's right away, and then you just switch. So you go to that conference, and you have a chance to play yourself back in.
And that actually makes the FCS more interesting too, because especially if you did this like 5-10 years ago, you don't get North Dakota State just absolutely demolishing everybody.
Yeah, they might actually be Tulane in the regular season game.
Yeah, exactly. And you can do it because there's so many teams. To your point, is you can do it like the Premier League does, and you can move 3 a year.
Yeah,
3 down, 3 up.
Yeah.
You could do something like
maybe
that.
2, maybe the finalists.
Yeah.
Like if you play a tournament,
if you win if you're in the FCS championship, you're automatically going to the FBS.
Yep.
And vice versa for the 2 worst teams. Thing is, guys, we talk all these solutions. Notre Dame has a solution. I do not know if you guys have heard about this. I hope not, because I want to get your live reactions for it. Supposedly, last spring, Notre Dame and the College Football Committee actually did meet, and they signed it's called a memorandum of understanding, which is kind of like an agreement, type of agreement. I don't quite understand the legality of it, but it doesn't kick in until next playoff. But apparently, because of it, starting next year, so long as Notre Dame finishes the year in the top 12 in the country in the rankings, they're guaranteed a spot.
I had the memorandum. Irish will fight forward.
So this can't happen again.
It's Jamie's point right there.
Yeah.
Jamie's point. I mean, that's not
like you have to be in. Like you have
to.
Be
I don't mind that. Like now, granted, if Notre Dame. Wait, if they're inside the top 12.
Yeah.
So long as the committee ranks them in the top 12, they're guaranteed a spot. They can't take them out for
even if it's 12. Even if it's 12, right? And then number 5 seed's going to be hitting life, whoever that is, because they might be better than 5.
They just can't be taken. The committee can't take them out for a conference championship.
So I am okay with that, but I'm okay with saying if that's the case, they can't.
They can't be a top 4.
Well, you can be a top 4, but
if they go undefeated.
If they go undefeated, they can be a top 4. But in that sense, like let's say they know number 12, they can't put Notre Dame seeded 5. Mm-hmm. Like you can't jump someone and say, okay, let's just say it's Texas A&M this year. I think they're at 5, who had a great year, has 1 loss
with a better schedule.
With a better schedule. Teams, How can you sit there and say, okay, Notre Dame goes to 5? That's bullshit. Yeah. They need to stay at 12 because then you're taking away, number 1, a home game. So there's profit right there from the school. Yep. So you're taking away a home game.
The school gets paid regardless. They get $20 million.
They get, but like think about playing in front of your home crowd.
Right, I know there's more to it. The town and benefit of the economy around the stadium, yes. All right, so...
Yeah, you lock them at whatever they are in the rankings. They're locked at that seed. I agree, and I don't have as a fan. I don't have a problem with that. Like if they're 11 or 12, they're locked at 11 or 12. You can't move them up. Yeah. I'm okay with that.
So let's have a little fun. Let's fast forward to 2026. Okay. Notre Dame's schedule looks very favorable.
Very favorable.
Okay, so you guys are sitting at 12-0 at this point in time. Yeah. It's the weekend before they select the 2020.
That's a pretty tough schedule.
2020.
No.
They play Wisconsin the first weekend of the year.
Yeah, and what did Wisconsin do this year? Wisconsin took friggin' 8 games to win a conference game.
Yeah.
Don't play Indiana, don't play Ohio State, don't play Michigan, don't play Miami. They play Miami. They play Miami at home.
They have like 4 neutral site
games. No
A&M.
They have 4 neutral site games. Like it's a much better schedule than this year.
So we'll fast forward. Notre Dame's undefeated going into selections Monday or whatever we selected. Sunday. And then my prediction is Texas Tech ends up being the number 1 team in the country because they dominate the Big 12 that much. Notre Dame sits at the 4. I asked you guys this on our text thread. The 2 and 3 is sitting right there. I think LSU ends up the 2 because they lose 1 game in the SEC, but they win the SEC conference. And then sitting in 3 is the Big 10 champ. I'll let you decide who that is. So I'm calling next year that Notre Dame's 4, Texas Tech is 1, LSU's 2, and that big question mark of who's going to dominate the Big 10. Is it Oregon? Is it Ohio State? Is it a Michigan comeback year? Who's going to win the Big 10 next year? And to me, that's who I'm calling from now. Fast forward a year, that's the top 4. And then somebody's going to upset one of those teams on the outside because you have a Georgia on the outside. And you might even have an Ohio State on the outside, depending on what kind of year they have. But that's what I'm predicting for next year.
I think it's going to be Michigan. I mean, they got another year under their belt. They got their running game back. Bryce is getting. They're actually hiring.
They're going to keep it?
Yeah, they just hired they're hiring a QB coach solely to work with him and develop his skills and develop his reads. I mean, he's they're investing all this time and money into him, right? He switched from LSU to Michigan for a reason, right? If he would have went and started at LSU this year if Garrett, granted, he's a okay player, but he would have taken over eventually. He has a chance to build something great at Michigan, and I think Michigan's going to take the reins back of the Big Ten, and Oregon I think is going to take a downfall. I think a lot of their graduating classes graduating. USC looks really freaking good next year with all the returners and all the recruits they got in the National Signing Day. Then you got the team down south who, give them flowers. They're always a top 10 team. So, I'm saying Michigan.
I think Michigan is the third best Big Ten team next year. I think it's still going to be Ohio State and Indiana. Something about Cignetti just seems to get his guys, and Mendoza might not. He'd be stupid not to, honestly.
That's what I mean. How do you replace that? How do you replace the Heisman?
His brother.
Yeah, but
who they say is a clone of him.
But you even said he's probably going to be the back.
Yeah, they said the same thing about Tua's and Michael Vick.
I know.
And all
but
these
they didn't recruit those guys.
Yeah.
Yes,
well, Virginia Tech did.
Alabama did. They recruited him. They recruited him. He went to Maryland instead.
Yeah.
Well, okay. He was never on the team.
He committed to Bama.
Right.
And then
but he wasn't played. But he never played with.
He never played.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're saying like they said the same thing about Tua's brother. Saying the same thing about Mike Vick. They said the same thing about what's his face. I can't think of his name. What's his name? I can't think of it. What's his name?
Mike Vick's brother?
No, that's Marcus.
Yeah.
I forget who it was, but they've said, I've heard this many times about brothers coming in the league. Oh, can't wait for it. The only one that outperformed his brother right now is TJ Watt.
Yeah, that's true. I'm joking. I don't think his brother's going to start. I think they're going to get another transfer. But with Ohio State, they're keeping a Heisman finalist at quarterback, and Jeremiah Smith's coming back.
And Alabama's doing the same thing too.
Right.
Well,
no, Ty's gone.
But they're keeping who would probably end up being a Heisman potential finalist next year. Williams.
Who? Oh, well, yeah. Williams, yeah. So I think Michigan will get better. For some, part of me just thinks you need a different coach.
Okay, so who's your Cinderella then? So Texas Tech isn't really a Cinderella because they already proved they can play top 3, top 4 football. But I'm jumping them to 1, so they're my Indiana of next year. Who's your Indiana this year, next year?
Oh, Va Tech, baby.
Va Tech.
I don't know about Va Tech. You know what?
He's proven that he can grab it.
But he can't beat top 10 teams.
It doesn't matter if he can beat them. He still gets his team.
But that's how you get to the number 1 ranking. That's what I'm saying.
He grabbed all his players
who proved that they can't beat top 10 teams.
They weren't good this year,
right? It's good that he has his players there.
He has his player, but they're all like freshmen and sophomores that are coming in. I think Penn. And I said I was confused why Penn State was number 2 to start the year because they didn't look good on paper. They had Drew Aller, but
well, everybody was in love with him to start the year.
I don't know where they saw that from.
What? Yeah.
But I'm saying I think Virginia Tech. He's got a lot of motivation to go out there and say, I'm going to go grab everybody in the train. Watch January 2nd how many people commit to Virginia Tech.
I think more people are going to go to LSU before anywhere else right now because the money's going to be long and strong.
All right, well, moving on from the college football playoff, we got the NFL this past weekend. And, yes, we can talk about Jalen Hurts all we want. I still have trust in him. I still believe in him. Every quarterback has a bad game.
Worse than franchise history, but, hey, we can get over it.
Look, he had a bad game, but you can't. Okay, so the offense. I'll just go down the list. Offensive line couldn't block worth shit for the run game to open up. They did one block that Jordan Mailata got lucky he didn't get called for a hold. Number 2, Saquon hasn't broken out or is not seeing the field as well as he used to, and that's my guy. So I'm not going to criticize him. AJ Brown dropped 5 passes, 1 in the end zone to win the game, in his hands, and he dropped another one that caused a pick.
In fairness, I got knocked out of his hands. He didn't drop it. It got knocked out of his hands when you look at the replay.
No, he dropped it.
It was in his hands, and as he went to
But as a premier receiver, you don't get that shit knocked out of your hands.
As you went to pull it in, you can't say that a defender isn't strong enough with his momentum coming into the ball to knock it out.
I didn't see the defender's hand.
The defender's hand got on the ball.
I've watched that many times, and his ball was out here, And I never. The
And when he
defender's
went to pull
hands
it
here.
in, the defender's coming across this way, and he makes contact just enough with the ball where he stops him from being able to pull it into his chest.
That does not negate all of the other drops that
Correct.
The tips.
that means
You're
they
right.
shouldn't have been in that position.
The fumble is like I'll give Jalen criticism saying like, yeah, he needs to play better. He can't make those mistakes.
Yep.
But I ain't gonna just sit here and criticize one person. Kevin Toole's offense is about as anemic as I've ever seen. It's as predictable as anybody's ever seen.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of mistakes that happened yesterday. But the one thing that I continue to say is our defense is the backbone of this team, and as long as the defense is playing this well, we have a chance to win every game. Now, I think Jalen's going to redeem himself against the Raiders this week, but everyone wants to sit here and chastise him. But everyone last year was like, "Oh my God, he's so great! He won an MVP in the Super Bowl. He looks great in the Super Bowl." Like, be forever fans or not. Like, just enough. Like, enough of the bullshit. Like, he's had a bad game. Patrick Mahomes has looked terrible all year. I don't see anyone criticizing him. Not once. Not once.
No. He is.
I have not heard it once.
No. After that,
They're like, oh, well, it's just because. I've heard it's because of his. It's exactly what I just said. It's because of his receivers. It's because his offensive line's hurt. It's because they don't have a run game. It's because of this. It's the same thing that Jalen Hurts is dealing with, but Patrick Mahomes is making terrible throws.
They went on. They said this is his worst performance ever at home, and they said a lot of this isn't just on the fact that we're going to go around the room and be it's you. It's really based on him not being in sync with his players, and that's a quarterback's responsibility. The players aren't supposed to be in sync with you. You are supposed to set the tone in practice. You're supposed to set the tone in the game. You're supposed to be dictating all the tempo and the rhythm of a game. That's on you. Him not being in sync, and Mike and I keep seeing it. It's finally the attrition that catches up to a team that has had a 10-year run, and at some point that run has to come to a halt. You cannot sustain success.
A halt, but
in the
I don't think
NFL.
it's an end.
A halt. Like you said, same thing. When Golden State took their little dip, they came back and won a championship. It's going to happen.
Same with the Pats.
Yep.
And I think, the biggest thing is they need to get rid of Rashee Rice. They need to get rid of these problematic players. Worthy just got hurt.
Yep.
Well, he did do the PEDs, right?
Yep.
But, okay, so does every other player. But he's not been a problem in the – Rashee Rice has been a problem, and I think that's been the biggest thing. I think you got to get rid of Kareem Hunt and get yourself someone that can really utilize the run game. Pacheco is he's just a physical runner, and it's just like he can't stay healthy with it.
Yeah.
Right.
He can't sustain it. He runs
You
so
got to
damn
use
hard.
him in the red zone and spare him for the rest of the game.
But he's not big. That's the
find
problem.
your versatile guy. So, but neither is Montgomery.
Yeah, Montgomery's bigger than
I know, but Montgomery's a small guy. You see what I'm saying?
Right, but
he's like their bruiser.
The most shocking thing.
Blake Corum's a small guy. He's their bruiser right now.
The most shocking thing about the entire season for them is Travis and him being off.
Yeah.
I've never seen Travis Kelce be so bad.
More drops than catches is pretty alarming in a game for him.
And it's
That's
like,
really alarming.
Personally, I mean, everyone speculates Taylor, it's this. I just don't. I don't think his head is in the game 100% of the time. I don't think he's. I just don't know. Maybe he's just having a bad year. Everyone's allowed to. Tony had one. Gronk's definitely had them.
I don't think Gronk ever had a bad year. Gronk just had a bad back. He never had a bad year.
Well, and elbow and knee.
Everything else that followed that, yes.
Yeah.
But it's the way he played. He played aggressive, and he ran into people like he was literally a wrecking ball, which he was. I just see, Mahomes playing well. But, I mean, the team that I saw on Sunday with the Bills when I was watching them, man, that team, I mean, defensively they look good. The one worry I have with them is they give up so many points all the time. So they're always playing the comeback game.
The only team you can beat giving up 32 points or 34 or whatever is the Bengals. You give that up to any other team, you're not going to beat them.
But that's how they've been playing all year.
I know, and that's how they tried to beat the Chiefs 4 years ago, and it didn't work.
They did it with the Chiefs this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They did it. They continue to do this, and I'm like, you got to stop because they look great in the second half. They're a second half team, but then they give up like 30 points in the first. And it's like you're playing that comeback game. The team that's the scariest team in the NFL right now is the Houston Texans
and the Seattle Seahawks.
100%.
Both of them.
Because Seattle's under the radar.
Mm-hmm. Both of them up. And the irony is Houston's still sitting a game outside of their conference, outside their division, because Jacksonville's up in that division.
And they just beat Indy.
And they just beat Indy, who is now completely done for the year. We know that. And Phillip Rivers is not the answer. And by God, Doesn't that tell us how bad the quarterback situation in the NFL is? When you have to bring a 44-year-old to work out of retirement and be like,
You couldn't go to the XFL and find someone?
Well, why not trust your rookie? He looked pretty good in the second half.
Oh, he got Richardson's hurt.
He has not. He means.
I didn't know Riley Leonard got hurt.
Yeah, he's got a knee injury.
Oh,
he's
that
questionable.
Makes a lot more sense.
Right now,
but even so, you have to have a backup.
They have Brett Rippon.
Yeah.
That is the only healthy quarterback on their roster right now.
But I'm saying if Riley Leonard is hurt, you have to have a backup.
But Mikey just said they have completely given up on Richardson. Yeah. Richardson is a no.
Well, he's out for the year,
so he's done too.
He broke his bone.
Right. Yeah. Remember in the warm-ups where the two guys got hurt? He was one of them.
Yep.
So I mean, the NFL is so weird right now because you got weeks where teams looking like dominant, and then you look at the Rams and it's like, what the hell happened? And then you look at teams like
they dominated again.
The Panthers, and then it's like, okay, maybe, and then they get blown out. It's like so fickle this year that we talked about last week that it's the most even NFL that I've seen. There's not a team that's like taking that step to being like, okay.
Because we refuse to accept that the Broncos and Pats are on 10-game win streaks. Yeah. And we refuse to accept that that's a good enough.
Well, the Pats lost last week.
Huh?
Pats lost last week.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
No, they had a bye.
Yeah, they had a lot. They had the big fat O. Big fat O. Along with the Giants. Couldn't believe it. First two teams ever to lose on a bye week.
But I'm saying, it's like, how is that not proven? Any other team in any years on a 10-game win streak, and we're like, that's the freaking team. There's no way this team is going to beat. They have too much momentum. They've won so many games in a row. You could just keep racking up victories. They win in all these different ways. We're talking them up. We're completely jumping on that.
Because no one wants to believe in Bo Nix or Drake May.
No, because it's not just that. Because everybody is still so enamored with Patrick and freaking Josh. We know that Lamar's out. Like, even if Baltimore makes a little magical run, Lamar, something's off this year. Right? We like you said, we want to fight this thing about Mahomes is having an off year. We want to fight it so bad. Mahomes can't. It's Mahomes. Yes, he can. We are so enamored with those three guys that it's like these are the only three guys. And even Joe Cool, whose team is sitting at 4-7 or 4-9 or whatever. Like, we want those guys to be the guys so bad. We can't accept that maybe the torch is being passed to some other quarterbacks, right? Because we didn't expect Jared Goff to make a Super Bowl with the Rams. It was, it was
which he did.
And he did, right? So same thing. You're not going to expect Drake May or Bo Nix to have a shot at it, but they're proven and same thing you said with Blake Bortles the years with Jacksonville. Like, they have anomaly years, and quarterbacks are allowed to have that. And we're not giving those guys that shot because we just want the AFC to be, these guys have to win the Super Bowl because they're the best. That's bullshit.
Well, it was brought up in a conversation that's saying that if it was any year for Josh Allen to win or get to a Super Bowl, this would be it. Because
without those three guys,
without Mahomes, Burrow, Lamar, I mean, you don't have any of those guys in your way.
And possibly Herbert as well. I mean, who knows if the Chargers are going to get in?
I mean, Herbert he got his ass kicked last night. Mm-hmm. Philadelphia should have won that game. They were the better team.
Yeah. I mean, both teams did not deserve to win because they just kept giving the ball back to the other team.
Now, I'll give Justin a little bit of, he was hurt, but he's also like, I don't know. He's tough. I think he's tough. We knew that last year when he was playing on plantar fasciitis. Right? Yeah. He was playing on that painful foot. But it's just like, when are you going to let this kid just rest?
Your old ball coach loves it. Your old ball coach is so in love with him. He even thought, he said, I love this more. And he goes, oh, wait, my marriage. He stuck that in there real quick that, like, this is the greatest thing he's ever seen, the greatest day of his life. He loves
Herbert.
He loves that guy, bro. Like, and that is why he's going to play for him. He'll freaking run through a brick wall for him right now.
But he needs to go to the GM in this offseason and go, I need offensive linemen. Because
he has it. His two best guys went down.
I understand that, but you have no depth behind that.
No, most teams don't, though. Which teams have that much depth?
Look at the Eagles right now.
Yeah.
We're struggling right now.
It's hard to have such good depth. You lose your top two guys and expect to still compete. No, that's hard, man.
It's hard, but the teams that win championships have that.
No, the teams that win stay healthy. When we won, it's because Wirfs came back just in time, and our offensive line finally glued itself at the right moment. It has to be the line, the one you thought was going to lead you to the promised land. If it's not them, and you don't have some rookie or some young player that comes in and stands out and plays well above and beyond where you projected him, it's not happening. It is the staple to a championship. He said it last year. He's like, nobody can stop
No
us.
one could touch Jalen last year.
Nobody could touch Barkley either.
Yeah, and there was we had the same offensive line we started the year with, ended the season, and no hiccups in between. They stayed healthy. Now that's like an anomaly, right? It's hard to do that, but he's right. I mean, the team with the best offensive line that stays healthy throughout the entire year typically goes on to
Who looks like the Rams right now?
Yeah. I mean, Stafford has days to throw the ball.
All day long. That was crazy.
He can make a
in that
sandwich.
Game. He literally stood there. He's like, 1, 2, 3, 4.
He can do his wife's.
Wait, let me go back to one again. Oh, okay, Puka, you're open now.
He could do his wife's podcast for her.
Jesus, bro, it was crazy. That Puka catch in the air, floating like 10 yards into the end zone.
That kid's unreal. I'm glad someone's maximizing.
T. Higgins' one-hand catch, though, like, to me, that's not the play of the freaking week. That was insane. The guy's literally grabbing one hand, pulling him to the ground. He's like, whatever, bro. You didn't grab both hands.
Catch it in the end zone.
It's like, you have to grab both, by the way, not one.
Mine.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's an interesting point. Is like, who has the best offensive line right now in the NFL?
Green Bay?
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
I would say it was between them and the Rams.
Yeah.
So it's like you look at that too. I mean, you live and die by them. I mean, the Eagles' offensive line, Lane Johnson's pretty much done for the year until the playoffs. So he's done for the rest of the year. The Eagles pretty much have almost solidified the 3 seed. They can't make it They can't make it to the 1 seed at all.
Yeah.
Right, and you should still win the division. So yeah, you'll be at the 3 seed, which might not be a bad thing. You might actually get a more favorable matchup.
No, we'll play the fucking Bucks probably, and Tampa.
No, there's no way you could play us because we'd have to beat the one and then we'd play out. We're not getting out the first round. So
beat the Giants.
Everyone's beating the Giants.
I understand. Well, yeah.
You know what we haven't done yet, and it would be remiss of us not to do this. OKC is on a historical tear right now in the NBA. If you guys haven't seen it, they'll be playing Phoenix in the NBA Cup, and this is the knockout round coming up here later this week. They're sitting at 23-1 right now, and they just got an All-Star back 2 games ago, and they're doing this without their second best player, which means that they have the depth and they have the chemistry, and they've come back better than they were last year, which doesn't really happen because teams want to give the defending champ their best shot all the time.
Well, the good thing is that they were young.
We know that.
Not a lot of them a lot of them got their second contract already.
Yep.
So they're going to be good for a little bit now.
Yeah, they built this team. They built this team solid.
Smart route, and a lot of the players that have gotten their second contracts, they've understood that like, hey, we want to play for a championship every year, so we'll take a little bit of a cut and allow Chet and Shea get their bread. But I also don't think Shea and Chet have taken their big contracts yet.
Nope.
I think Shea's on his second one, but then his third one's going to be even bigger.
Huge.
Well, and it just seems like that Sam Presti, when he really started to kind of build this team, when he went and got SGA, when he drafted Chet, it almost seems like he sat all of these young guys down, the core down, and we're like, okay, guys, here's the plan. Here's what we want to do. Here's what we want to build. We want you guys to buy in. Obviously, you're going to get your money. We're gonna make sure that you're taken care of, but we want to win championships. And they brought in guys that would buy into that idea. And so they're all and we said this 3 years ago, watch out for OKC because this is a team that is planning on having all of these young players grow together instead of having like a veteran that you then put young players around or, younger veterans around. It was a team built from the ground up, and suddenly it's all coming to fruition. And they're just getting better.
Who did their loss come to?
I'll look it up real quick. I think it was really early in the season. It might even be like the second game of the season.
And it was by like 3 points or something. Like I don't think they lost. They lost by a bad margin.
Let me see. In the meantime, the emergence of the white boy continues in the NBA, a la Pat Spencer, who is now tearing shit up. Pat Spencer.
Exactly.
Pat Spencer is one of the best lacrosse players in the United States. And he decided, I want to try out for the NBA. And freaking made the NBA, going through the G League. And now he's playing significant time for Golden State, averaging 26, like 5 and 6 in 25 minutes. The guy is a dog as well. He doesn't just play, he plays with a freaking chip on his shoulder, too.
That's pretty dope.
Athlete.
That's pretty dope.
Athlete. All right, let's look up who that one loss would be to. Who you guys guessing? Who you got?
Dallas. No.
Dallas?
No. I think it was Los Angeles.
Denver.
The Lakers?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll take Denver.
Their only loss of the season was to the Portland Trailblazers by 2 points.
Wow.
At Portland.
Well,
on a fluke jump shot by Scoot Henderson.
Actually,
I mean,
we'll look and see
it's-
how it happened.
it's been, I mean, an interesting season so far for you, but do you think that they can break the Golden State record?
Yes.
It looks like that now because the West is not as good as people thought it was going to be. It's now pretty top heavy with 4 teams: Houston, LA, Denver, and OKC.
Lakers?
And yeah, the
Wow.
Lakers are second. And Phoenix is kind of toggling in there with Minnesota at the 5 and 6, but they just don't have the class and depth to
And
compete
Denver's
with those
hurt.
top 4. Denver's tearing shit
No,
up.
Devin is
Booker.
hurt.
Yeah. And freaking Jokic right now is on another rampage.
He
And
always
who
is.
I think is baby Jokic, he compared him to somebody else. Freaking Derek Queen had like a 30-point triple-double last night.
Damn.
Poor guy's just stuck in New Orleans, rotting away.
So where's Giannis going?
Knicks.
Knicks. Well, some people say Houston, right? That's the
Yeah, that's the talk.
Yeah.
Houston, San Antonio, Knicks.
Houston's the most likely
I don't see it.
team to pick
I
him
think
up right
he's
now
going
because
to
they
go
have
to
so many young
either
players.
Lakers or Miami.
The Lakers definitely seem like, you bring your big man back and you have your big man.
That move by
start that
Pelinka
whole-
was like,
have that whole.
but
thing
that
going
move
on.
by Pelinka was good. It was the demise and takeover of this is what I'm going to because LeBron's not going to be here anymore. Bronny's actually playing some significant time for the Lakers, and from what I've heard and seen, he's not been bad. You have a young core there. You get Giannis, that sets that core up over and it allows LeBron to retire with potentially a championship.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
check
they-
this out. They had free throws to send the game to overtime, and Isaiah Joe missed both free throws in that game.
Damn.
That's how
So
ended up
they
losing to
were
Portland.
Isaiah, another free throw shooter away from possibly being undefeated.
Possibly undefeated.
Awesome. Actually come to think of it, it works out. The Giannis the Lakers thing works out because you can use the assets that Dallas didn't make you
Exactly.
give them for
Austin
Luka.
Reeves and whoever else you want to throw in there.
You
So,
probably want to try to hang on to Reeves if you can, but
can.
you probably
you can. They're going to ask for him.
yeah. Which is a
Because
sad
they have their
thing.
big man now, too, right? They got
Miles Turner,
Miles Turner. So
Yeah.
you couple him with
which
Austin
was
Reeves.
their attempt this offseason,
The Bucks got them?
yeah.
The Bucks on him, yeah.
and that was their
smart.
free agent attempt to try to be
That's
like,
very
hey,
smart.
Giannis,
Yeah.
look,
Yeah,
we got you.
We brought
And
you
he
an
got,
all-star.
he got booed on his return to Indiana,
He
which
did.
is crazy. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, they didn't
Oh,
want to
people
sign him.
were pissed he left because it was
With a-
leading
with a-
up to
with
it.
an emphasis on the P, according to Mike.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because everything in free agency talks, like even like Shams and all them were saying, like it's pretty much like locked in. Miles Turner's going to go back to Indiana, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, he's going to Milwaukee.
From what he said, they didn't offer him.
No, just everybody like assumed that Indiana. Of course, they're going to offer Miles Turner like what he wants. Of course, they're going to try to keep him, and they just
When they
didn't.
moved on and said Pascal's our guy, we're gonna have Pascal and
He
your
can
guy
shoot.
gonna go take us to the promised land and build around them for the next 4 or 5 years, right? So
Right. Which is Tyrese even coming back this year?
No, he's
Yeah,
done for the.
I didn't think so,
They already
yeah.
announced it last year when he got hurt.
Yet Jason Tatum apparently is coming back.
so his probably wasn't as severe. And remember, I know it
His was
wasn't
like a
too-
round earlier.
It was a round and like a week and a half earlier, but his wasn't as severe as Tiger's because Tiger's was playing on this. It was already hurt. He was
Yeah, I
hurt
heard his
continuously,
ankle, yeah.
and it was hurt over and over again. So
Yeah.
Tatum, it
That
just
sucks.
happened.
That sucks.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, we got college hoops still in line. Your Kentucky
We ain't going
Wildcats.
there. We ain't going there.
Kentucky
We
Wildcats.
ain't going there.
Why you're
No,
beat?
we can move
Why
on.
you're kicking the shit out of NC Central?
Yeah, we need to play teams that have like a central or like a community college next to their name to get a win this year.
A&T Military Institute.
Polytech.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys here on Thursday. Make sure you tune into the socials. And, oh, yeah, go Birds.
Thursday Night Football right here. Ray J. Fuck